Let me love you.
We are back to the warehouse for Blitzball Battle 5. Team Captains Clash. Let's talk Blitzball. Welcome to the Blitzball Boys, the podcast about Blitzball and boys, but lately about Blitzball. I'm your co-host, Brian Ruppel, along with my fellow host, Peter Del Rey.
Hey, Brendan, did you say Brian Ruppel?
Did I?
Uh-oh.
Tune in to find out.
Brendan wishes he was on the Hobby Boys right now.
I know, I love drinking.
Half of a game, but all of the action.
Yeah. Oh, they should have hired us to do this promo.
For Mr. Burnman. Controversial game. Even though I feel like all of the controversies were pretty straightforward from the viewer's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I think like I have a lot in my notes of like in parentheticals being like, oh, this is what the controversy is. I'm pretty sure they got it right. I'm pretty sure there should be no controversy.
I mean, we'll talk later, but I disagree with one of them. I'll disagree with one of them. We will. We won't. Peter, I'm going to go ahead and push you.
We're not talking.
I do believe that Nicky was genuinely pissed the whole game. He was really pissed off. Nice. We also talked before this that you weren't a super fan of the elongated intro to this episode. Yeah. I personally enjoyed it very much because it hyped up this game that maybe didn't even need hype because it was fun on its own, but I understand like wanting to cushion the one inning game. But I had fun with the recap.
Yeah, I was telling you before this, I wish it was a standalone video.
Yeah.
Instead of like just being baked into this. I understand why they did it. It's all the algorithm stuff. But like, I don't know. We were talking about this too. Like I was watching this and taking notes like an hour before I had to like get on a telehealth doctor's appointment. Mm-hmm. And I was just sitting here like, what the fuck is this? Is it why I'm watching this fucking...
And you're on the phone with your doctor screaming.
Yeah. Would you fucking see this shit? It's like, please, Peter, we need to talk about your sleeping.
In the middle of your colonoscopy.
Shut up, you fucking shit. But no, like it could just be a me thing. But like
I'm
for
sure
this
you're not
specific one, I didn't love it. I wish it was its own thing and not just baked in. Because like we were talking about before, it kind of felt like if somebody's coming and say, oh, they were busy for the past couple of weeks, and they're like, oh, it's the playoffs now. Just get me up to speed. What's happening? They gotta like, where's the recap? Oh,
yeah, they wouldn't know where to find it necessarily. You're right.
That's
how would they know?
I didn't love it, but I understand why it was done. I understand how YouTube works.
And for the people that have been tuning in every week are like, yeah, we know all this stuff. But it did make it exciting in a way. But it could have been a little shortened.
I really liked how Kelsey was asking people their feelings on skunks and how close they've ever been to a skunk. Pretty funny.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. But then the game starts. Oh. And with that, our burn must start.
Oh,
it's hot in here.
Nicky and Trev face off in a one-inning game to decide the one seed. And I think a couple other guys are here sitting crisscross applesauce too. Nope. Tyler Poof starts on the mound, but Nicky Cass does not hit the ball on the ground. Tyler Poof is seeing double as Nicky is raking and Lovius takes a 4-0 lead. Nicky just needs 3 outs during this shit show of an inning, and it all comes down to him versus Trev mano-a-mano. But ball don't lie. Nicky strikes out the washed-up big leader to take a top spot in the bracket and silence his new enemy. That's the game. 4-2. Great fortitude. Oh, yeah, fortitude. That's good. I should use that.
Okay. Start the music again. Start it again, Brendan.
Okay. Double. You know what would have worked for the double thing? Because there's 2 doubles in that inning. There's a restaurant in... There was.
I thought there were 2 home runs.
Watch it.
Brendan thought there were 2 home runs. He had a very great Simpsons line in there.
I'll use it in another game. I promise you.
I'll use it in another game.
There's a restaurant, a drive-in restaurant that has, I think, at some point been featured on Triple D. Jerry Seinfeld famously loves this place. All American on Long Island. Shout out or comment if you know All American in Massapequa. They have a menu item called the Double Double. So I would have used something along those lines, but it would have been very local joke.
Oh man, if only you thought about this 5 minutes ago.
I didn't want to use it. I thought of it, but I was like, no.
You should have.
Only Lucas DeVers is going to understand this.
You should have. Oh, Trevor's feeling like an All-American with these double doubles.
Yeah, that was what it would have said.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
Get out of here. We're firing you from the pod.
Okay. I deserve that.
Brendan, this game was kind of nuts. Half inning, half of a game, with all the action you wanted from a real one. Like, I feel like this game had more action than some of the other games we've seen in this tournament.
Yeah. Even like some of the games that were like big walk-offs. Like even like the last game that was a walk-off Grand Slam.
Yeah. Grand Salami is what some people call it.
Grand Salami. Zoe's got the biggest Grand Salami in the whole tournament.
You better watch it, Brendan.
Everybody knows it.
You better watch it. Zoe, no, never mind. I'm not making the joke.
I did. I messaged
That
BBD
is a picture of your
recently.
salami.
BBD posted a picture of him using those leg circulation things in the warehouse. You know those things those big boots that help recover your legs? You ever seen those? No. Athletes wear them?
Nope.
Well, it's the size of a leg, each one of those things. I said, did you use one for your third leg? And he said, no, Zoe keeps borrowing it.
Oh,
yeah, so
you heard it here first.
The canon is
inside
true.
scoop.
Zoe's got a
the
hog.
Inside poop. Zoe's got a hog. So this game went about exactly as we thought. We had a lot of discussion surrounding this game, being like, I wonder what the pitching rules are. Are they going to make it 2-1, or are they just going to keep it like Trev and Nicky could pitch the whole thing? Turns out Trev and Nicky could pitch the whole thing, which makes you feel like the aggregate score should not have gone above 3.
Yeah.
But we got a 6. 4-2, 4-2. Trevor did not have I don't know. Is it fair to say that he didn't have his best stuff?
I think
or is
so.
it just that Nicky and Dalton are really good?
I think it's a combination of both. I mean, I think a lot of the pitches that got hit were bad pitches, but maybe some other players in this warehouse would still swing through them, like we saw even in the game that Trevor had against not you though.
I just watch him go by. Boom, boom, boom. Strike
you would
out.
Just throw, or you would throw the bat across the entire warehouse.
You can't say that.
Sure, would happen once in real life.
It happened in real life.
That game Forgotten Round against Del Caribe, there were some pitches that Trev was throwing middle to Lou, and he was missing because he wasn't on. And some other hitters wouldn't be able to hit that riser even if it was right down the middle. But Dalton and Nicky are both hot enough where if Trevor misses a spot, even if the pitch is nasty enough, they're going to crank it. Especially Nicky looks like better than he ever has at the plate in this warehouse. I think he looks fantastic and locked in and is barreling anything that's in a good spot.
Right. Not to mention that Dalton has a great eye. And in Dalton's first at bat, Trevor was missing the pipe by what? This much?
He at times Trevor looks great at times,
but not at others.
Not at others though.
Like when he was batting.
Sometimes pitchers that get blown up look like shit the whole time. I'm like, I could kind of see this coming.
Like me.
Yeah, like Peters.
Trevor, poof. Tyler, poof. Lucenzo Cabinetti.
Yes.
It got to the point where I Nicky was all over Trev.
Yep.
Glasses Nicky is a different animal.
It's
we
true.
all know it. We've known it for a while now.
He sticks his nice ass out there and just barrels everything up with those glasses.
They were hitting off of Trevor so much and getting really nice contact too. Like, it's not like when Forgotten Rotten started to bat, Shelfie comes up and hits the ball to Dalton, who usually he'll make that play.
Yeah.
But he didn't make it today, and it wasn't like that where they got hits. They were getting solid contact hits. I was telling you before we started recording, crazy how Trevor has been so good. Gave up 5 hits, all of them for extra bases.
Nuts. I mean,
every single one.
And for the most part, did Dalton have one of those extra base hits?
He had 1 double. Nicky had 3 doubles and a home run.
I mean, he pitched a lot better to Dalton. I don't know if it had anything to do with Nicky's presence in the box, but he seemed like he happened to be locating with Dalton a lot better.
Pitched a lot better when Dalton was at the plate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Dalton had a couple strikeouts against Trev, and I was like, oh man, he's losing it a little bit. And then I'm glad he got that double to mix that in with the strikeouts. But the pitches he struck out on were perfectly located, and he was doing exactly what he wanted to do to Dalton. So I don't think I don't think he had a bad at bat in his per se. It was just Trevor dominated him in a couple.
Well, it was also a part where Trev was kind of at a low point, because when you looked at it, right, the part where Dalton got a double, right, it was he was in an at bat, or he was facing Nicky. That Nicky hit the home run.
Yeah.
Right, 2-run home run. Then was a 2-run home run. 2-run home run. Excuse me. Then next pitch, Dalton double. Then next pitch, Nicky hits another double and gets another run. I didn't want to do this because I forgot to put my ring on.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
I've been home.
You hate your
I've
wife.
been home all day. Hater. Sorry, babe.
Yeah, but you can see like it was starting to avalanche on him a little bit in that
3
moment.
pitches in a row, Brendan.
Yeah.
3 pitches in a row, 3 like extra base hits in a row. A home run double is crazy.
Like that like Lovey's is announcing themselves as a championship
And then he
caliber
intentionally
team.
walked.
Yeah.
Well, we said pretty famously last episode, whoever wins this game has to be the favorite for the tournament. And we were like, oh, yeah, it sounds silly because these are the 2 best teams. Like, Lovey's looks unbeatable right now.
Yeah, they do.
The only time they're going to get beaten is probably like, if this was a real game, a 2-inning game, you probably would have seen Nicky get taken out once he like hit Trev in the head for the hit by pitch.
Yeah.
Over 60 miles an hour.
Right.
Like, he probably would have been switched out for Dalton to pitch because Dalton's been a great pitcher. But it wasn't. It was a 1-inning game, so whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Keep Nicky in there.
Part of me thought too, I was wondering about these
who
pitching
gives a
situations
shit?
too, because I was like, it's not really like a real game. Like, who cares? Like, why are you guys trying so hard to win? But the stakes are very real because if you get to skip an entire round of the playoffs, you kind of do want to put your foot on the gas there and go all in.
So
I
this
understand.
means that Lovia's automatically gets
To the
Warehouse Cup
semifinals.
points, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's pretty big.
Yep. In the grand scheme of things.
So then the next inning comes up. Nicky's pitching. Like we said, Shelby hits into Dalton's error. And then, like, the story of the second inning is really just like, hey, what the fuck's going on with Trevor?
Yeah, you're waiting, like, this game has such an energy to it that you're waiting, like, this has got to be the game where Trev has a big moment because he looks like foolish on the mound, and Nicky has been owning him all game long, and you're waiting for, like, him to return the serve here, and he just doesn't have it. Just doesn't do it. And I think the character of Trev plays it perfectly and like is a big giant man baby about the whole situation, and it is so funny and so good. And I just Trevor is one of my favorite characters in the Warehouse.
So
he's so good.
Let's put it this way, right? I just looked really, really quickly. Blitzball Battle 4, not that long ago. Trevor played 2.5 games. Blitzball Battle 5, right? 11 at bats. 1 hit. Okay?
Yeah.
Blitzball Battle 4, he played 3 games, so he played half a game more, 18 total at-bats, 13 hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know.
Between these two, like what happened in Blitzball Battle 3?
You can't say that pitching got that much better. Like, I'm sure it got a little better, but not like to an insane degree.
Brendan, it's been less than a year.
Yeah.
Like, how much better can anything get?
Right.
Even in Blitzball Battle, Blitzball Battle 3.
The at-bats, especially against K-Mac, were like laughable. Like, what are those swings?
Blitzball Battle 3, he had 10 hits and 19 at-bats. Like, that's not that much more, that many more at-bats.
I mean,
something.
Marlon said it in the booth too. Like, interestingly enough, this is the kind of player that out of nowhere could just turn it on. So like they're going to the quarterfinals. They're going to play a playoff game. And how surprised would you be if he all of a sudden just took over that game? We've been saying that, I know, all season long so far, but he's always going to have that talent within him. And then like he's teed himself up perfectly to be as big of an asshole as he wants if he does have a great game. So I really hope that happens because I can't wait to watch him just be king of the court again.
King of the castle.
King of the castle. King of the castle. Can we rewind real quick and go to some of the controversies?
No.
Okay. What's next?
So then, yeah. Go ahead. Which one would you like to start with?
Well, I want to go to the foul ball, the ball don't lie situation.
Okay.
Did you have that as a strike or a foul ball?
I had it a foul ball the whole time. And I rewound it a couple times.
That one I was in between. I understand why you had such a hard time with it because it really was hard to tell. Like, that ball could have taken the same pathway whether or not it hit the strike zone or the bat.
It was right between frames, so it was hard to see. I think Peter was right with the head-on view was the best one where you saw it come off the bat. Shelfie was saying that he thought it came off the bat and then off the corner of the strike zone. I
which would
just
have made
couldn't
sense
see
too.
that one.
But there's no way to tell, and I think that's why you have to make that call. Is like, well, a
Right.
foul ball is essentially a redo, so let's just do that instead.
Right.
I think that's the best call you can make when you can't tell.
That one, I think, like, I could see why there was controversy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
No
I
one
don't
can be sure.
think. No, I don't think so. The next one was the Shelfie one, which we haven't gotten to in our like recap of the game itself. But
Okay, so let's go right in there.
again, like, so through the second inning, essentially, Nicky's looking super dominant. He gets Trev to first base with, Shelfie gets a hit, and then it was Trev strikes out looking. Then this was the controversy where Shelfie was like leaning in for ball 4 where it hits him. I don't think he did.
I'm on Nicky's side.
take.
I think he 100% leaned in. I know he doesn't think he did. I don't think it was on purpose, but when you see the body does move closer to the plate.
Yeah, but there's tons of things that are like that where it's just like on a replay, you can't really tell at the end of the day, like if it was intentional or not.
It looks bad. It looks very damning.
There's a lot of times where I know that I have, like when I play sports, and it's like, oh, you got to get out of the way of something, and my first instinct is to go the wrong way.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know.
I understand it. Not to mention, he was taking a very closed stance, kind of, which is
strategic. Like you do want to take away that curveball because otherwise, like that pitch is impossible to hit. So what are you supposed to do besides move up in the box and get close, like Rizzo style? So that the strategy is definitely there, and I appreciate it. But it did look like a lean in. It wasn't as exacerbated as like it wasn't like an elbow lean out. It wasn't like a Bregman elbow. But it was definitely seemed like I would have been pissed off if I was on the mound. I guess is the best way to say it.
Yeah, I mean, so would I. But I mean, at the same time, it's like it's really not that far.
It was a perfect pitch.
All right, here it is. It's coming up in the video. Nope, that was a foul ball.
And of course, it looks worse slow-mo than it does.
Oh my God, Brendan, you got to see how if you go and rewatch it and just go one at bat to the next for this, you got to see how his feet are lined up in the pitch beforehand. And then the pitch that hits him, it's literally, this is it. This is the pitch beforehand. And the pitch that he gets hit, his front foot is literally here. So he took a super closed stance.
Yeah.
Super close.
It's the only real defense against that curveball.
So I just watched it again. The curveball looks like it's coming at his head.
Yeah.
So his reaction is to duck down like this, which inadvertently brings your shoulder forward. So it's not like he's like, ha, hit it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, that's going to hit my head, and then it just drops.
Yeah. It definitely wasn't super exaggerated.
If you have the chance, go back and watch it. I'll tell you right now, the timestamp for it, give me a second. It's, if you're listening, go back and watch it. Go back and watch the pitch before it. The pitch before its timestamp is like 32 minutes, 20 seconds. The timestamp for the next one is 32 minutes and 33 seconds. I totally could see what's happening. It 100% looks like a lean in, but if you go back, the ball's coming at his head and then drops.
Yeah. And also, I'll say that like if he didn't move at all, it probably would have hit him also.
Right. It's, you can't say that this was him intentionally leaning in.
Yeah, I still have a shadow of a doubt.
I get it, but at the same time, like if you go back, rewatch it, I gave you the timestamps. Looks like it's coming at his head, and he moves down. He even moves his head like this. Ball's coming this way. He moves his head like this, like, oh, that's gonna fucking hit me in the eye.
Yeah.
But regardless, controversy nonetheless. There was another one that I don't have written down.
There was the pitch off Trevor's hands.
Oh, but that was off his hands.
Of his hands. And then there's another one that was like, it was back to then bat. So at first, if they thought it was a foul ball, but it clipped his back first before
it did.
the bat. It did, yeah. But it was just like a lot in the end that was funny. It was like, oh my God, things are getting so tense in this warehouse.
It was getting so tense.
Yeah.
But Yeah, Nicky loads the bases after hitting Trev in the head. Shelfie gets a ball that was off the wall. Was this the one where it was off the wall and then it looked like it was about to be a home run, but it hit just at the end? It
Oh
died and went
yeah, it
below.
almost hit the can, I think.
Was that this one or was that the Nicky's other double?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Can't remember. Regardless, doesn't matter. The final batter of the game, Trevor, rips the ball off the ceiling, and then Dalton has to dive for it. Turns out the ball was pitched too fast, and everybody's like, "We're redoing it," and Dalton goes, "Please."
I didn't know what was going on. That was crazy. I was like, that's in my head. That was the end of the game.
Yeah,
And then
that was
the
it.
camera kept rolling. I was like, I guess this game isn't over. And then I realized what was happening because I saw the umpires making this motion.
I mean,
umpires,
everybody
we
do a
don't know that.
somersault.
Everybody's somersault. Yeah, it was like Sonic had the Hedgehog everywhere.
Everybody do a somersault. No, please, it's concrete. Everybody
do it. But it ended up being
and
sort
Trevor
of important, though.
strikes out. Ooh, Trevor
I
strikes out.
didn't
for
realize
the-
that was a good, smart choice by him to, like, at least take away the option to keep that double.
Absolutely. But then Trevor strikes out for the third time of the game.
On a bad pitch.
Ending his day
blown
at
away.
0-3. Yeah, really bad pitch.
Yeah.
0-3, only person in the game to not record a hit. Game over. Lovies gets the first seed. And honestly, Forgotten Rotten goes into the next game with so much less momentum because of the way that this shook out. Because they play the winner of Hookline versus Del Caribe, right?
That makes sense, yeah.
You got to imagine it's going to be Hookline. And if Hookline wins that game, I could be totally wrong. If Hookline wins that game, then if they start to build momentum,
Yeah.
and they have, the team that was in the finals last time, knowing that all they have to do, I'm pretty sure all they have to do is make the semifinal and they win the cup?
Right.
Or do they have to make the final and they win the cup?
I think, I don't remember.
I can't remember. It's one of those two. Hookline is like really playing for something.
Yeah, yeah.
So that'll be interesting. But do you want to get into player of the game?
Player of the game.
Pretty obvious who the player of the game is.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Nicola
Casano's glasses.
Oh, potentially.
Oh, it's Nicky's glasses.
Nicky's
because
glasses.
Nicky's been a different animal ever since he started wearing these glasses. He was struggling.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he comes into this game, 5 at-bats, strikes out 1 time, gets 4 RBIs off 3 doubles and a home run. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me? Hey, bud, you kidding me?
Hey, you
Then-
kidding me?
On the mound, striking out Trevor 3 times. Yeah, he gave up 2 earned runs. Yeah, he got a hit by pitch to the head, the rarely seen, often talked about, like free base, 2 walks. Doesn't matter, man. Nicky has been unreal, and it's been ever since he started wearing these glasses. So Nicky's glasses gets player of the game.
Way to go, Nicky. Is this the first inanimate object to get a player of the game? Wow. Calls for a bunch of ducks.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Nicky could get it by proxy.
No, I like the glasses.
He gets it. No, the glasses get it.
Oh, by proxy.
But Nicky gets it by proxy because the
Sure.
glasses don't have hands.
True.
So he gets to hold the award.
Okay, that's fair. For the glasses.
And Brendan, could there be a duck of the game?
There might
this
be.
game? There might be, but we'll only find out once we hear your play of the game.
Play the game. This is a tough one because there's a play of the game that didn't really happen, being Dalton's catch.
Right.
But it did technically save a double. Even it was on a redo. If he doesn't...
And the bases were loaded at the time, so it would have tied the game.
Yeah. So if he doesn't catch that, that's a tie
Ooh.
game.
Tie game.
Even though it happened on a non-pitch. So can I not use this?
No, it was
I don't
non-pitch.
It's weird though. It's a
You
weird
definitely
thing.
could.
It almost
You
doesn't
definitely
exist.
could use it. What's the other option?
My other option would be the entire sequence of, I guess, the 2 pitches where Nicky fouls off the ball and then hits the Devastator to the next pitch, because that changes the whole tone of the game, and officially it puts Nicky in the driver's seat the rest of the game.
Really, really good.
You know,
Those are 2 great options. They're
Yeah.
2 legitimate game-saving plays.
Yeah.
Game-changing plays.
I think I'm going to give Dalton the edge here just because it was a fantastic catch. And it
No
was
duck.
against the wall, and it was dangerous, and it was
Sorry, guys.
technically a game saver.
No duck.
No duck. No duck.
No duck today.
Way to go,
But
Dalton.
yeah, I think once you take into account the
stakes.
implication of like, oh, if Dalton doesn't catch this ball, like it's a tie game.
Yeah.
Because they'll just say, whatever, we're not going to redo that. Count it.
Right.
Because then what happens? A couple pitches later, Trev strikes out at a ball in the dirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the game is over. It goes from elation on Rotten's side to devastation.
Yeah.
And that's
Wow.
fantastic. Poetry. I wear glasses, guys. Check out the
I have to get
YouTube.
some
See me
glasses.
wearing glasses. Brendan needs to get some glasses. All Brendan has is sprickets in his cooler.
Someone's been listening to the Happy Boys.
Someone's been listening to the Happy Boys.
I can't imagine
never
if I
tell
were
you
to
who.
like, I pull out a beer. Actually, it's just a giant spricket. Horrifying.
No. Pass.
I 100% pass. We
only
immediately
had one
got a bunch of
sprickets
like
this year.
sticky pads after that episode.
Yeah, I mean, I would too.
Yeah.
We have only had one spricket this year.
There's like probably 20 in here right now on pads.
Hell yeah. Fuck 'em.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em. We've
disgusting.
been getting, my town has been getting a lot of mice this year.
Oh, I think I
Like-
prefer the sprickets maybe.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not just houses, it's everywhere. We think it's because of the drought.
Interesting.
And like inside is where there's water. So
Yeah,
that's where they're
yeah,
going.
yeah.
Because usually it's not this bad.
Yeah.
Usually it's just like every once in a while, oh, well, it's that time of year. Oh my God. But that's a story for another day. Kristen was saying that her school, they're doing like a food drive for the
Oh.
like homeless people.
Ate right
And she
through 'em.
was like, they ate through
Oh, it sucks.
the cardboard box that they were keeping it in, and they were eating through the stuff at the bottom. It's
Yeah.
like there was most of the stuff was fine.
A lot of it in cans too, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Chops, yeah.
So, but it's just we think that it's because of the drought that's been going on in New Jersey. If you don't know where I'm from,
Joyzy.
Joyzy.
Dirty Joyzy.
But that's it. Love Yous moves on. Rotten stays put. They have to play themselves into getting some points against the teams that we're going to be watching for in the next game in Hookline versus Del Caribe. Brendan, is this a one-inning game as well?
I think so.
I have no idea.
I sort of
They
hope
probably
not for
said
their
something
sake,
about
but it's exciting if it is, but heartbreaking
Totally
for whoever
could be.
loses it.
It totally could be a one-inning game.
So, okay, so if it's a one-inning game and it's mapped out similarly where you can use your ace the whole time,
Right.
it's Dan Canobio versus Lou Dab.
Yeah.
If that's the case, you got to give Hook, Line, Sinkers the clear leg up. I think they might have the leg up anyway,
Do you?
but I think that's Dan
Do you,
Canobio's
though?
been one of the best pitchers in the warehouse. He's been unstoppable.
Yeah, but both of these teams have been like they have not hit. Lou
Yeah.
Dab has given up 3 hits. Dan has given up 1. They're pretty much on level playing field. The only difference is that
Like Lou can actually hit.
Lou can actually hit. Dan
That's
has
true.
struck out all 6 players that he has gotten out. Lou has only struck out 3.
Mm.
And like they're both the teams are pretty evenly matched as of right now. Track record wise,
Right.
Hookline is obviously better.
Right.
But if it's a one-inning game, like that's a great point. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's tough.
Is it a one-inning game?
I will say that it would be crazy if Del Caribe did pull this one out and get their first like playoff win, I guess I'll say.
Their first true win.
Yeah, that would be pretty big. I don't know how far they would really go, but what we said last time about Del Caribe that Lou's now on a path to start being Lou again at the plate, so it could be good timing for them. It could be. But it could be bad timing for
Sorry.
Hook, Line, Sinkers. Maybe
Can't really hear you.
maybe Drew
I'm
Davis
trying to listen to see if they're
is
a one-inning
in a
game.
bad spot at the plate right now, and
bad spot everywhere.
so I don't know if he's all of a sudden going to figure it out. How do you do that game to game?
I don't know. It's another like fuck you gonna do? Drew
Yeah.
needs to wake up on both sides.
Yeah.
So does Dan at the plate, at least.
Yeah.
Like
He's
we've
never been a
talked about
hitter,
it in
though,
the
so I feel like
past.
he's kind of... I'm just like, he's
Right.
not going to hit.
This team has never been hitters,
Yeah.
but I don't know, man. It's going to be so difficult to call. But whatever, Brendan, what are you watching for?
What to watch for? I guess if I had to lock something in, I will say that Lou Dab takes this game over. Has a big hit.
That's what we're watching for?
He watched you. He's gonna take this game over and win it.
That means I got the other. That means I got the hook line.
You got the other one.
I got the other one. I got my boy. And I want to watch for Drew Davis to wake up,
Okay.
shake off his fucking demons.
Wow.
Get those demons out of here.
Get him out.
And he's going to get a couple hits. He's not going to
Okay.
light the world on fire, but he's going to get on base a couple times. He's going to do
right.
a solid performance pitching if this isn't a one-inning game. But that's who I want to watch. I want to watch Drew.
I like it.
Dan, we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
When Dan is on fire, he's fine. You know, at the plate. We are getting the best Dan Canobio pitcher that we've gotten pretty much ever. And it's very consistent, you know?
Yeah.
At the plate, Dan is going to, swing at ball. He's going to stand 15 miles out of the strike
He's gonna
zone
swing at ball.
or out of the batter's box. He's going to swing at balls that, hit the side wall before they get towards the...
That hit him in the balls also.
He's going to hit himself in the nuts with the pitch as he swings to lose a game. But with Drew, we could see Drew be like a real MVP caliber guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't shown up yet. And it feels like every tournament that comes by, he's showing less and less of that quality.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I really hope it shows up.
Yeah, because we
I
said
like
every
Drew
year
a
he
lot.
wants it so badly every time. He's one of the more...
I like Lou a lot though too.
Yeah, but Drew's such
like
a fun
Joe's-
player when he's winning though, because
And I like
nobody
Dan.
gets more excited than Drew Davis,
Except for me.
except for Peter.
That's not true. Drew definitely
I don't
gets
get
more
excited
excited
about
than I
anything
do.
anymore.
I don't like anything. I'm not a fan of things. I do anything. That song's been stuck in my head for the past 2 weeks.
Well, now it's out, right? Because you just sang it.
Just to hold you in my arms. Who sings it, Brendan? 3, 2, 1.
The Used.
Wrong.
Fuck.
The Used sings Pretty Handsome Awkward, which we talked about yesterday,
Oh, that's why it's in my brain.
which is pretty funny. It's Simple
interesting.
Plan.
That makes sense. Okay.
Simple Plan. Who also sings
Failed the test.
Matt Gagan's favorite song,
The Scooby-Doo theme song.
What's New Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really good.
Really good.
Brendan, if you like Simple Plan and the What's New Scooby-Doo theme song, what should you be drinking?
Drink Subtlety. It's the drink made by me. You can find yourself a 12-pack on thesubtlety.com. Use code HobbyBoys for $2 off your order. You can
Thank you,
listen
boys.
to or watch the Hoppy Boys wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube. Just search the Hoppy Boys. Go watch Centaurium. Peter, I don't know if you watched it all. I think it's a better watch probably than listen. Or
Nope,
just
listen to
scroll
it.
to your favorite parts. Maybe towards the back end of it where I really have to go to the bathroom. It's probably painful to watch.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah. You can do the
Brendan makes it known that he has to go to the bathroom.
We also have a big month coming up. We're going to be releasing an episode every day for 24 days in December. So
Month.
subscribe before that, and you get TPPs, but for beers, I guess, for the Hoppy Boys. You can also subscribe to us, the Blitzball Boys, on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts, and listen up. Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Subscribe.
Thank you very much for listening. We really appreciate it. We enjoy when you comment down and we can talk to you.
Comment down.
Comment down below. Talk to us about the games. Let us know what you thought of this game. Let us know what you think is going to happen later on in the tournament. Question of the day is going to be...
Let us know how many times you think it's going to snow this year.
How many times do you think it's going to snow this year? And then also, let us know your thoughts on all the controversies from this game. See if you agree with us, or if you don't, go back, rewatch the Shelfie at bat, and see if you agree with me or if you agree with Brendan. Let us know.
Let us
right
know.
below.
Right below.
Let it snow right below. Beyond that, Brendan, ask me the question.
You got anything
wait.
else? Oh, you want to talk about? Well, you could answer the question.
I do.
a different
If
way.
you want to write a comment, Brendan responds to all of them on YouTube. If you want to write to us on Twitter, Peter Posk, Ruppy Puppy. Now ask me a question.
Now, do you want to have anything else you want to say and talk about?
Nope. Bye.
Bye-bye.